Thank you for joining me. It's the inaugural video on PostgresBC. In this one, we are going to take you from first logging in, creating a new user, adding a chain, adding a block, adding data, and then searching on that data. In other words, purely getting started. When you set up your instances on the marketplace, you put in your initial Postgres user password, and that has been propagated across the two nodes that you have. Here, I've got a node here, my remote one on GCP in Oregon, and here I'm actually using a local node, local on my desktop. So I'm going to do what you would normally do. So first log in, open up PSSQL, or you can do this in something like pgadmin, which is what's open here. So sudo -u Postgres PSQL. So I'm now logged in as a Postgres super user. PostgresBC is pretty well locked down, so the super user cannot access any data that's encrypted. They can't decrypt it. They can't search on it. They can't decrypt it. They can just see the encrypted version of it. Any unencrypted data they can see. So you want to make sure that when you did put your password in, it's secure, but also make sure that you don't use the Postgres user for day-to-day items. So as I said, these are your instances, only you have access to them. So the first thing I always do is to create a new user. Create role, in this case, I'm going to call it Simon, with login. So that creates a user called Simon, and they have login rights. Now I'm going to auto-user Simon and give it a password. Make sure your password is a little bit more secure than mine. Okay, what I've done there is created a new user and altered the user so that they can log in with a password. And of my two nodes here, if I refresh this remote one and go here, there's my user there. And the local one, which is the one I'm actually working on, I just click refresh, there is my user. So as you can see, it's automatically propagating across these two nodes. They both have encryption keys. The encryption keys are different. This isn't just a backup. It's not your straightforward replication. The encryption on them is different, but they are talking to each other and working with each other continuously. Okay, so I'm now going to come out of this, and I'm going to log back in with PSSQL with my new user. So PSQL -application U, Simon, -D, Postgres. So Postgres is the database that we're connecting to. Put in my nice new password, and there I am inside, let's say, my local node here. Right, so let us create a chain. In PostgresBC, a chain is an enhanced version of Postgres's schemas. So PostgresBC being a fork of Postgres, we do have everything that Postgres has, plus we have additional bits. So a chain inside PostgresBC is an enhanced schema. It has the AI capabilities, the language model capabilities that standard schemas don't have. So to do that, create schema Simon. Always good practice, if not exists, Simon. And I don't want to create schema. I want to create chain. Okay, so hit the enter key, and my chain is ready for use. So down here, refresh that. There's my schema. If I click on there, go into tables, you can see it's already populated with tables. We have Boudica 1, 2, 3, and 4. There for the small language model. We have Boudica commands, querying questions. That's for the chatbot, to enable you to ask questions directly from a chatbot. And then Boudica tuner, system and users. That's to tune this schema to make sure that it stays as fast as possible for you, the user. And again, if I come up to here, if I refresh this one, you can see here's my schema. And again, in here, my tables. It's doing it automatically on the fly in real time as you're working on it. Okay, so I've now got somewhere to place data. A schema in a Postgres world is the equivalent of a database in Oracle, MySQL, or MS SQL Server. So now I've got somewhere to put the data. Let's add to that a a block, a table. Again, a block is an enhanced table enabling you to do various AI attributes on it, as well as having Web3 capabilities being immutable. Okay, so create block. If not exists, we're creating it in Simon, and we're going to call it Simon_block. We're going to give it an ID, which is serial, I1234, and ID has a D, not an S. There we go. And I'm going to give it name encrypt as another object, which is a type text. When you append encrypt after an object name, after a field name, then that tells PostgresBC that everything in that field is going to be encrypted and enable you to search it. You use name encrypt the whole way through. The reason I'm pointing that out is that I've now pressed enter and that's created. When you look inside that table, just refresh this. When you look inside that table, Simon block, you won't actually see name encrypt in there. You'll see name searchable, name PGBC, hash, OID, XID, prior hash, modified date. Hash is the unique identifier within inside the chain for this block. Prior hash is the block that came directly before, the object items that came directly before. AI1 through to 4A are your AI objects taken from the Boudica, and global is any global ones you may have in place. So there's my block created. So let me add some data to this. Insert into Simon_block. That's what I call it. Yep. Name encrypt, as you can see, we're going to be using name encrypt. We're not going to be using name searchable or name PGBC. It won't know what you're talking about. Values. Sorry, typing is getting worse. Values. And Simon Ian Bain. And all being well, I press enter on that. It's going to insert that block in there, which it has done now. If I go here and I'm logged in as root here, Postgres, you'll see that is here, but I can't actually decrypt that data. It's just in there. And if I go up to our friendly remote one here, press on refresh there, click onto tables, Simon block, view, edit all rows. There we go, same block there. Okay, so that's fine. So as you can see with the Postgres, the administrator super user, I cannot see that data. So let me just do a quick select star from Simon underscore block. So I'm just going to collect everything from that block. And there it is there. As you can see, here's my name. That's great. What about searching on that? So let me just insert another block. Just Simon Bain. There we go. And now if I do select star, we have two, Simon Ian Bain and Simon Bain. Now, let me do select hash and do where. We're doing an encrypted search, so we have to fully path it. Simon underscore block dot name encrypt. Like, okay, finish that off. So we use IDXQL here, that's the extension to SQL, by putting these curly braces in, press enter. Genesis is the row I've called back there, I've just got the one block. So there we go. If I change that search and put in Simon and press enter, we have two come back, which is correct. So we have both Simon Ian Bain and Simon. So there you have it. That is us setting up a new chain, putting a block in the chain, bringing a new user into play, and then searching on that encrypted data after placing data into PostgresBC. So thank you very much. I hope that's given you a place to start, and please go across to our other videos, which include more advanced searching as well as smart contracts. Thank you.